Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be showing off every single movie that I own. So I will be showing off my DVDs, my Blu-rays, my 4Ks, my VHS tapes, and my Laserdiscs, box sets, literally everything will be shown in this video. Now in my last movie collection, I didn't pull out each individual release, but for whatever reason, I decided to torture myself and my arm by pulling out each individual release to show you guys so you guys can see the covers and everything like that. We have L'Inferno, which is a classic silent film based off of Dante's Inferno, the original Nosferatu, the Klaus Kinski remake, Frankenstein, The Complete Legacy, Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Complete Legacy, Friday the 13th 8-movie collection, the Nightmare on Elm Street 8-movie collection, the Faces of Death collection, the Leprechaun 8 film collection, the Halloween collection, the Hellraiser collection. So yeah, the ones that have 3 or 4 movies in them I keep up here, except these ones, obviously. I plan to keep like all my classic silent horror over here. I know this one isn't silent, but I have that one next to it just because it's the remake. Friday the 13th Part 2. Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, my favorite one. Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. Jason X. Freddy vs. Jason, the killer cut of the remake. It's pretty much just the extended version. Speaking of extended, this is the Halloween extended edition, the TV version, which aired on NBC in 1980. Halloween 2, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, Halloween H2O, Halloween Resurrection. We have the Rob Zombie remake. This is the director's cut, unrated. And then this is the Rob Zombie Halloween 2. This is also the director's cut, unrated. Halloween 2018. Halloween Kills. This is the extended cut. Saw both of these in the theater. A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. I initially was going to get all of these red case Nightmare on Elm Street DVDs, but I got the box set, which I will show later in this video. This is the remake. Scream. Scream 4, Screforum. Scream 5. Scream 6, that's the latest one. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Leatherface, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. I actually really like that one. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. The prequel to the remake, Texas Chainsaw Massacre The Beginning. This is the unrated version. Sleepaway Camp. The Jensen Ackles 3D remake of My Bloody Valentine, Child's Play, Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky unrated edition, Puppet Master 2, Puppet Master 3, Toulon's Revenge, Puppet Master The Littlest Reich, Dollman vs. Demonic Toys, Hellraiser and Hellbound Hellraiser 2. Those are both classics. Hellraiser Bloodline and Hellraiser Inferno. Hellraiser Hellseeker. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. It's probably one of the worst horror movies I own, actually. Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. Army of Darkness, Candyman, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, Santa Sleigh, Ice Cream Man, Anthropophagus, Children of the Corn, 666, Isaac's Return. Leprechaun, I'm going to take this out so they're easier to show. Leprechaun 2, Leprechaun 3, my favorite one. Leprechaun 4 in space, it's a guilty pleasure. Leprechaun in the Hood, Leprechaun Back to the Hood, Terrifier 2, Terrifier 3, saw that in the theater, also have that on VHS. The Shining, the original Strangers, this is the unrated version. Clown House, very rare and out-of-print DVD. Stephen King's It, this is the Tim Curry miniseries. It Chapter 1. Alien. Aliens, that's the second one. Alien Romulus, this is the most recent one. The Thing. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, this is the 1978 version. Bad Taste, Peter Jackson movie. Prophecy. Critters. Critters 2, the main course. I liked it better than the first one. Critters 3. And Critters 4. Jaws. Jaws 2. Jaws 3. Jaws the Revenge. Cruel Jaws, this is a bootleg. I want to get the Severin Films Blu-ray at some point. The Howling, the original. Howling 3, the Marsupials. The Howling Reborn. Krampus. The original Pumpkinhead. The It's Alive remake. Basket Case. Basket Case 2. Basket Case 3, The Progeny. Rumpelstiltskin, it's another rare one. Wishmaster and Wishmaster 2, Evil Never Dies. Wishmaster 3, Beyond the Gates of Hell. Wishmaster, The Prophecy Fulfilled, that's the fourth one, and so far the final one. But they've been in talks of doing a fifth one for a while. Night of the Demons 3. I actually have the first movie coming in the mail. 976 Evil. Fright Night Part 2. This is a very infamously out-of-print release. The original Exorcist. This is the extended director's cut version. Exorcist 3, one of the best horror sequels of all time, to be honest with you. The Grudge. The Lesser, The Grudge 2. The Ring 2, my friend Gavin's favorite movie. Dead Silence, unrated. Christine, and yes, I'm being sarcastic, he hates that movie. Amityville 3D, honestly the last good one. They Live, the original Chud. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, this is the classic MGM DVD, I love this release. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. The Toxic Avenger. The Toxic Avenger Part 2. The Toxic Avenger Part 3, The Last Temptation of Toxie. Really hope that new one with Peter Dinklage is going to be good. Evil Bong. Red Dragon, one of the Hannibal Lecter movies. Ted Bundy. Fear. The House That Jack Built, one of my favorite movies. Itchy the Killer, it's a cult classic. The original Saw. And Saw 2. Saw 4, that's the unrated version. Final Destination 2. The Purge. Dawn of the Dead, the original Return of the Living Dead, my favorite zombie movie. Flesh Eater with Bill Hinsman, who was the original zombie in Night of the Living Dead, the original Romero version. Zombie 3, Zombie 4, After Death, Zombie 5, Killing Birds, piece of trash, Dead Alive, Survival of the Dead, Black Sheep. If you ever wanted to see a movie with zombie sheep, here you go. 28 Days Later, still have not seen 28 Years Later, I need to. Season 1 of The Walking Dead, Season 2, Season 8. That's really where the show got pretty shitty, to be honest with you. Trick or Treat, VHS 85, Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Ferox, Begotten, that's a very rare release. Guinea Pig, Devil's Experiment, and Android of Notre Dame. Guinea Pig, Flower, Flesh, and Blood. I did a review on this a couple weeks ago. Guinea Pig, Mermaid in a Manhole, and He Never Dies. And Guinea Pig, Devil, Doctor Woman, and Guinea Pig's Greatest Cuts. Savage Man, Savage Beast. Faces of Death. Also have that on DVD here. Faces of Death 2 and the worst of Faces of Death. Faces of Death 3. Faces of Death 4. Faces of Death 2000. Part 2. Part 3. Part 4. Part 5. Part 6. And Part 7. Sorry for the shaky cam. My arm's getting a little tired. Faces of Death, The Millennium. America's Sickest Home Videos. Sickest Home Videos 2. Junk Films. One of my favorite movies here, the original King Kong. Son of Kong. The original Mighty Joe Young. I have the remake on VHS. The American version of King Kong vs. Godzilla, the original. Triple pack with the Peter Jackson remake, King Kong vs. Godzilla and King Kong Escapes, and both of these are the American versions. Mighty Gorga, one of the many King Kong ripoffs, and one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Ape, the 76 remake of King Kong. Its sequel, King Kong Lives. The Peter Jackson remake, Kong Skull Island. Godzilla's Revenge. The Return of Godzilla. Godzilla vs. Biollante. The shitty 1998 remake. That's a lot of fish. Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, I'm not sure. The 2014 Godzilla. Godzilla King of the Monsters. Saw this in the theater. Godzilla vs. Kong. Also saw that in the theater. And I saw this in the theater. Godzilla -1. Man, this was a good movie. Howard the Duck. Ultimate Avengers, the movie. Something DC does better than Marvel is their animated movies, but this is actually really good. Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2. And Spider-Man 3. That's the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi trilogy. The Amazing Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The Incredible Hulk. Iron Man 3. Deadpool and Wolverine. Saw this with my dad in the theater. The theatrical cut of Watchmen. I like the director's cut a little better. Season 1 of the 60s Batman series. Oh, get in there. Batman and Robin. Batman Begins. The Dark Knight. Can you guys tell who my favorite superhero is yet? Lego Batman the movie, DC Superheroes Unite. Batman the Killing Joke, which is my favorite graphic novel of all time. Joker, sequel was awful. The Batman. Superman Unbound. One of the worst Bond movies, but for whatever reason, it's the only one I have. Die Another Day. I believe this was the last one. Pierce, what's his name? Pierce Brosnan played Bond, I believe. V for Vendetta, Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Die Harder, and then this is the third one, Die Hard with a Vengeance. That was like the last good one. Duel, Total Recall, the original, First Blood, Rambo 3, The Terminator, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Predator 2, horrible movie, but it's a fun watch. Alien vs. Predator, the first one, the original The Crow with Brandon Lee, and John Wick Chapter 2. Matrix Revolutions, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, my favorite one, and War for the Planet of the Apes. Still have to get Kingdom. Worst one in the series, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, the original Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and the reboot slash kind of remake, Mortal Kombat Legends, Battle of the Realms, Kung Fu Hustle, Ninja 3, The Domination, the original The Karate Kid, the Jaden Smith remake. I still need to watch the new one. Dragon Ball Z Saiyan Saga, Captain Ginyu Double Cross, Perfect Cell Unstoppable. Cell is my favorite Dragon Ball villain. Broly, the Legendary Super Saiyan Uncut, Cooler's Revenge, The History of Trunks and Bardock, the Father of Goku, Dragon Ball GT, Battle of Gods Uncut, Dragon Ball Super Broly, Fists of the North Star, Berserk, The Jungle Book, Bambi, that's a classic, the original Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, Regular Show the Movie, Captain Underpants, Beavis and Butthead Do America, South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, Christmas Story, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Blazing Saddles, Austin Powers 3 film collection. Sorry, gotta keep readjusting. Beetlejuice, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Dumb and Dumber and its shitty prequel, Dumb and Dumber When Harry Met Lloyd. I have both of the Eddie Murphy Nutty Professors. Bruce Almighty, that's an underrated Carrie flick. Matilda. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, that is the unrated version. Napoleon Dynamite. Superbad, that's the unrated version. Tropic Thunder, one of my favorite movies. And the original Beverly Hills Cop. And I'm running out of room, so as you can see, I'm stacking them to the side, but we have the original Ghostbusters, Good Burger, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And then I have this little shelf here with these, and then these once again, I had to stack, running out of room. The entirety of The Sopranos, Mean Streets, The Godfather, Godfather Part 2, best one, Godfather Part 3, very disappointing, Scarface, probably my favorite movie, Taxi Driver, Bronx Tale, Goodfellas, Casino, and then this one is so many genres, I didn't know where to put it, but this is the original From Dusk Till Dawn. No Country for Old Men, Breaking Bad Season 4, Disc 1 and 2, and Disc 3 and 4. They came in a slipcover, but to be honest with you, I have no idea where it is. I cannot find Walter White. Legendary Gangsters. Come on, man. A Clockwork Orange. Seven. Great movie. Primal Fear. Interstellar. Am I missing one? Nope. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Sorry. Let me readjust here. The Goonies. The original Back to the Future. The Outsiders. Fistful of Dollars. Classic. Tombstone, another classic. And another classic, Fight Club. Another classic, Stand By Me. Another classic, Breakfast Club. And Top Gun, right there. Second one's better. Okay, give me a second. Okay, I'm just going to add them as they go on because they keep falling. Magazine Dreams, one of my favorite movies in a while. Very, very hard to watch, though. The Wolf of Wall Street. Motherfucker. Pulp Fiction, one of my favorite movies. Dexter, Season 1, Episode 1 and 2. I thought that was a weird release. Season 1. Season 2. Season 3. Please don't fall. Season 4. Season 5. 6. 7. And the final season. Yeah, the final season. Really hoping that Resurrection is good. It comes out tomorrow. And then this is a bootleg DVD of the Netflix series You. It only has season 1 through 4, so it's out of date. But season 5 was horrible, so not really worried about it. Jurassic Park. Gonna take this out so my life is easier. Gremlins. The Goonies, Gremlins, and Gremlins 2. The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Wizard of Oz. Labyrinth. That's classic. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The Chamber of Secrets. Order of the Phoenix. Yep, they're already starting to fall. Please don't. Deathly Hallows 1 and 2. The Phantom Menace. Revenge of the Sith. Saw that in the theater for its 20th anniversary. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. Dune, the original. The, not really remake, but just kind of retelling. I need to get part 2. The original Blade Runner, Director's Cut. Blade Runner 2049. Hell Comes to Frogtown. Deathstalker 3, The Warriors from Hell. That's another really rare one. A Night to Remember. Raise the Titanic. Titanic, the Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio. JFK, Director's Cut. Killing Kennedy. Apocalypse Now. Damn it. Platoon. Jarhead, Schindler's List, Frost Nixon, and oh, I didn't even realize that fell. Got some box sets here. We have the famous Nightmare on Elm Street collection. This is a really, really, really great box set. Hoping the 4K can match how fucking amazing this box set is. Probably the rarest thing in my collection, the Traces of Death 1 through 5 box set. That's very out of print. Get your ass in there. The Superman collection, Christopher Reeve. Also very excited for the James Gunn Superman. I will be seeing that probably this weekend. The Omen collection, this is the Scream Factory set. And this is the Criterion Bruce Lee, his greatest hits that I got for my birthday, I want to say last year, probably. Yeah, I did. I only have 2 Laserdiscs right now, so this is going to be a quick portion. But Fright Night Part 2, one of my favorite sequels, so, you know, gotta have it on Laserdisc as well, you know. And then sadly, the only Phantasm movie that I own, Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. As for my VHS tapes, I'm going to take these down because my arm is dying and I don't want, you see that? It's literally shaking right now. So I'm going to pull these down and show them off. All right, let's boogie. We have First Blood, Rambo First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I like the Rambo movies. Death Wish, the original with Charles Bronson. Temple of Doom. We have The Running Man. You know, I'll see the remake just to see how they do it, but I really don't like Glenn Powell. Batman Returns. And then this is a really shitty Bruce Lee set, which has more Bruceploitation films than it does the official movies. So I'll show them off here. So here's the Chinese Connection, which as you can see is the big boss. So they fucked that up. And then there's also a picture of Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon on there. So that does not make sense. Then we have Fist of Fury, which uses a behind-the-scenes pic of Bruce Lee for Game of Death. Well, at least they got the movie right. The Legend of Bruce Lee, and I have not seen any of these Bruceploitation films, so I'm not going to comment on them. I'll probably watch them sometime. Bruce Lee, A Dragon Story. I kind of want to watch this one the most, the young Bruce Lee, just to see what they do with that. But this is a shitty set made by Good Times Home Video because, of course it was. They were known to make some absolutely garbage releases, and this is proof of that. The Deer Hunter, Full Metal Jacket, and then what's a VHS collection without the 2-taped Titanic set? That's a pretty famous set. Saving Private Ryan, The Patriot, watch that for 4th of July. Clockwork Orange, A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, that is the original release. Wishmaster, The Prophecy Fulfilled, it's my only sealed tape. And then, as I said earlier, I have it on VHS as well, so here you go, Terrifier 3. The Blair Witch Project, VHS is like the definitive way to watch this movie in my opinion. And then this is the cut down Salem's Lot, the movie. It's just a cut down version of the miniseries. And then this is the Alien Trilogy box set. So it has the first 3 movies. And to be honest with you, these are kind of hard to put back in, so I'm going to just set them off to the side. So there's the original Alien. We have Aliens, the second one, and Alien 3, which is where the series really started to go downhill. The original clamshell of Faces of Death. The original tape of Faces of Death Part 2. And then this is also the original tape of Faces of Death 3, The Final Assault. I plan to buy protective seals for all my tapes, but especially these 3 because these are the original releases for the film. So I'm missing 4, but here's Faces of Death 5, Faces of Death 6. They're unofficial sequels. They're just stock footage from the other movies. Probably my most rare tape, Traces of Death 3, Dead and Buried. The Many Taboos of Death, Part 6. Crappy, it's not even worth checking out. And then the Star Wars Trilogy set. I would pull the tapes out for these, but this is a very delicate set. I bought this used, and the inside is cracked, and I don't want to mess that up any more than it is. And got my last few here. The Land That Time Forgot. E.T. the Extraterrestrial. The Mighty Joe Young remake. As I said, I have it on VHS. The Truman Show. Classic. Another classic, Green Mile. Very heartbreaking movie, though. And lastly, a Christmas classic, Christmas Vacation. That was it, everybody. That was my movie collection. Holy shit. My arm is very sore. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm very passionate about physical media, as you can tell. If you've never watched my channel before, I talk about physical media quite a bit. I also make my own movies and stuff like that. But, you know, if you guys aren't new here, then you know the gist. But thank you guys for watching.